Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And today, we're going to take a look at a brand new LEGO Harry Potter set from the new line. That's going to be set number 76400, Hogwarts Carriage and Thestrals, with 121 pieces. This is the cheapest set of the line, retailing for $19.99 USD or $20. This set contains two exclusive minifigures, variants of Harry Potter and Luna Lovegood, along with a brand new mold for baby Thestral, and a rehash of the adult Thestral character. Let's look at all four of those characters first, before moving on to the two different builds of the set. The first minifigure in the set is going to be Harry Potter, and he looks pretty good here. Unlike the last set we took a look at, the Hungarian Horntail one, he does have the correct wand color, so I'm not sure what was going on with that set. So other accessory is going to be an apple to feed to the Thestrals. Aside from that, he does have an exclusive torso print, which looks really great there. It's his traditional Hogwarts robes, however, his blue jacket is over top of it. It's the first time we've ever gotten those two pieces of clothing combined. Usually it's just one or the other. Aside from that, the rest of the character is very, very basic. He's got the usual Harry Potter years like 5 through 7 hairpiece, along with a smiling face here with a less than happy frowning face on the back. He does have a tiny bit of back bending, which is hard to see, but it's really just some wrinkle lines and like t-shirt lines. There's nothing too like unique or special about it. It's a great torso, don't get me wrong. The rest of the character is, very basic though. Just like Harry Potter, the only part of Luna Lovegood that is exclusive is going to be her torso. The character is equipped with several accessories, one of which is her reddish-brown wand, which is very nice to see, along with a 1x1 unprinted dark reddish-brown tile, dark red tile. Don't know what that's supposed to represent. Trust me, I've read the description, I've looked all over. I cannot for the life of me understand what that piece is. If any of you guys know, please let me know in the comment section down below. She does have a very nice blue satchel, which is a pretty good piece, and we'll pull that off real quick so you can get a better look at her. Torso print, which is a very nice, I think it's a blouse in lavender. It's partially unbuttoned, and she has a pretty good light tan jumper underneath that continues down onto her legs. She also has a quibbler print, which is really cool here. This is the exact same print that appeared in the CMF in 2018. However, it's printed on white instead of light blue, so it is technically different. It's a very, very nice color design there. Cover is great. She does have the same Luna Lovegood hairpiece that she usually has, and she's got a smiling face on the back here, along with some extra printing to show off the designs for her cardigan. There's some wrinkle lines for the tan piece underneath. And then on this side, she's a more like inquisitive, kind of confused face, which kind of matches what Luna Lovegood looks like. The main draw to the set is going to be the baby Thestral. This is a single molded piece with no movement at all, which is okay. I mean, I don't really know what you would be able to move there. The only printing on the character is going to be on the face with some very nice kind of like white glowy eyes. There's some really cute tiny wings there. The character fits on 3 studs by, it's like roughly like 1.5 studs. So it's a pretty solid build there. There is a single stud on the top of the character. If you wanted to, I guess you could stick Harry standing there. I don't know why you'd want to. He doesn't really fit, but that is always an option. Character looks great, and I really wish they had included maybe 2 of these in the set. That definitely would have made it worth the $20 in my opinion, but just getting one is still great. Also included in the set is going to be an adult Thestral. Now, this is an identical Thestral to the one that appeared from 2018, so it's really nice to get another one here. Now you have 2 parents and 1 baby, which is also really cool. And the great thing about this Thestral is they actually include an extra gray 1x2 here. So if you wanted to, you could take the harness off of the character, add this 1x2, and then put the Thestral piece back on. Now you have a single horse, one that's not really burdened by the saddle. I don't know why they went gray there. I think black definitely would have been way better. The gray looks incredibly out of place, but it is what it is. The wings are a very nice kind of soft rubbery piece. You can bend them a little bit. There's some very nice dual molding there with some lighter gray tones injected into the black, and there's some little spikes that you can remove on the wingtips as well. Great printing on the face there, some really nice line designs and a really bright white eye. Nice tail on the back, and none of the character is positionable or movable, except for the wings, which can be moved up and down on hinge joints. There are 2 studs there, so if you wanted to, you could set a character on the back, which makes sense because at the end of the movie, they do fly the Thestrals to the Ministry of Magic, so that is, of course, movie accurate. Really great character. Love to see him pop up again. Hopefully, we'll get more in the future. Now, this set is very interesting, as in it represents 2 completely different scenes from the 5th Harry Potter movie and smashes them into one set. On one hand, we have the carriage, which is usually used as the entry to Hogwarts Castle. The characters sit in it, and it's pulled by the invisible Thestrals to the gates of the castle. On the other hand, we have the small forest scene where Harry and Luna are walking in the forest to this tree and feeding apples to the baby Thestrals. So it's really cool to get both of them here because we do end up getting an adult Thestral and the baby Thestral character, but it's also weird because they're like drastically different scenes from different points in the movie, but I mean, it makes sense to combine them here, especially because it really buffs out the set's value to be $20. The tree build, which we're going to look at first, is nothing too special. It's a very, very basic tree design. We have an unprinted mushroom along with a yellow leaf on the bottom there, and the rest of the build is just a pretty basic tree. There's a single stud on the back here if you want to put a character. I don't know why you would, though. There's a lot of leaves up top. The top leaf I do have a bit of a problem with. It breaks off super easily because it's only attached with a 1x1 circular piece, which is meh. The rest of it's just a bunch of leaves that you can position any way you want, and there's not much to the tree at all. The carriage, though, is where it's really interesting. So the Thestral is attached to the front here, and you can pull that off really easily. It's just a ball joint connection. And like I showed you earlier, you can easily pull this off and convert the Thestral into a just normal kind of wandering Thestral with that extra piece included, and now you have a single character. You can, of course, then reconnect the harness piece, and now you just have a carriage pulling itself, like most of the characters do see, because you can't see Thestrals if you haven't seen someone die before. There's a little spot behind the seats in the front here that the Quibbler is supposed to go into. It doesn't sit in or anything. It just kind of rests there and can easily fall out the second you turn the carriage, but it is kind of there. There are several seats here. It's not quite accurate, I don't think. I mean, there's 2 chairs up front where you can put 2 characters sitting if you want. It's a little difficult to do because the seats are directly next to each other, but you can get Harry Potter here, and then Luna Lovegood is a little more difficult because she has her bag. I actually put Harry in the wrong seat there, so we're going to switch him over, and you can't really get them next to each other at all. You can kind of sit them in, but it doesn't really work, which is unfortunate. That being said, there is a ton of seating room in the back of the carriage. You can put Luna up here. You can fit about 4 characters here, maybe 5 if you're like really trying, but there's 2 more seats opposite. And to actually get into the carriage, they did actually figure out a pretty decent way to do that. This door opens and there's like a kind of step design there, so you can have a character kind of walk up these steps and actually get into the carriage design. Aside from that, there's not too much else about it. It does have a very nice rolling motion. The wheels are incredibly fluid. On the bottom, it's built pretty sturdily. These aren't going to break anytime soon, although it's really hard to see, but there is a weird gap between this piece and the top there. If you had put like 2 flat tiles in there, it would have completely fixed that. I'm not sure why they didn't, and there is a habit like you can kind of break the whole thing really easily because there's no support there. So that's not my favorite aspect of the set, and I really wish LEGO had come up with some way to fix that. I mean, even just using like the extra Thestral piece provides a bit more support there, so that is a tiny bit of flaw with the set. Very interesting. There are this will come into play later. Make a very important note about the fact that there are colored pieces on the front of this carriage here. Those are translucent yellow studs that will come into play later. Aside from that, there's not too much else to the build of the set. It's a very solid build. Like, it's very representative of the carriage design, and it's nice because this is not something we've ever seen represented in LEGO form before, but it's also kind of a very lackluster set, especially compared with previous $20 Harry Potter sets. We got a much more filled out carriage back in 2018. We got the bathroom set last year. Harry Potter's been really great at $20 sets. There was the Room of Requirement. This one just feels like it doesn't quite live up to that name. The box for the set is exactly what you'd expect. We got Harry, Hermione, and Ron in the corner here, with the really cool magic going all the way around the side of the box. Both characters are advertised on the bottom, and the whole set is displayed up top. Up here we have all of the minifigures and characters included with an actual size for Luna, and on the back of the box just showcases a different angle of the set, and then pictures of the Thestrals together, and then how the characters sit into the back. Nothing too special, it's a very basic box. Alright, now remember earlier when I said pay attention to the colored studs in the front of the carriage? It's because on the instruction manual here, they're dark gray. They're not colored. It's a typo here. This is a misprint, which is really fascinating because it just shows how crappy the new instruction manuals are. This is the new style, and I promise you it's not my camera quality. The tree really does look that fake on that awful on the instruction manual. I will say that out of all the new 2022 sets I've ever gotten, this is the best manual, despite the printing flaw there, because this is the only one that actually has the characters in some type of dynamic fashion. They're actually like angled and sitting on the build instead of just kind of standing around looking awful. So kudos to LEGO for doing the bare minimum there, but it still looks pretty bad. On the back we got the Windman, and then we have an advertisement here, parts list, and then the advertisement for how to integrate all the new sets into the castle design. I'm incredibly excited to do this and cannot wait to get all the new sets to kind of mix together. Trust me, as soon as I have that, you'll see a giant video where I combine all of those and the retail exclusive sets. And there's nothing else to the instruction manual. Very simple, very basic. Overall, I'd have to rate this set a solid 6 out of 10. Yeah, probably 6 out of 10. It's a really great set, don't get me wrong. I think it's absolutely amazing to get the Thestral here. This mold only appearing for the second time ever. The baby Thestral as well is phenomenal. Both exclusive minifigures are a huge plus, but honestly, for $20, this does not live up to the standard that Harry Potter has been meeting for the past 3 years. Looking at the original Carriage set, which this one is the most comparable to, it was a completed Carriage and it had 2 incredibly cool exclusive minifigures, one of which is an exclusive character who's never appeared again after that. I know it's based on Fantastic Beasts, but it's still a pretty good set. And then, of course, we have the Hogwarts Castle expansions, that being the Room of Requirement and the bathroom, and those all had way more minifigures, I mean 4 each, and they were all incredibly detailed and all exclusive. And this one has 2 exclusive characters. And I know that part of that is going to be the price increases from LEGO, but at only 121 pieces, I was really expecting maybe something more than what we got here. The Carriage build is good, but in the end, it does feel a tiny bit lackluster, as does the tree build, though most Harry Potter tree builds are not the best. That being said, I would still absolutely recommend this set if you guys don't have a Harry or Luna, or if you guys just want to get Thestrals. This is an incredibly good set to get them. I think that's honestly going to be the #1 reason why people buy this set. I know I definitely bought it to get that baby Thestral mold. That's all I got for you guys today, though. Make sure to leave your thoughts about this set and the rest of the Harry Potter range in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic and safe rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the very next video.